Happy New Year. I'm going to instruct you through a approximately 30-minute sequence to get the body nice and warm, to get a stretch through the backs of the legs, and if you're just short on time, about a 30-minute yoga practice. So we're going to start in child's pose, which the knees can go a little bit wider than hips distance. The hips are going to sink down towards the heels, and then walk the arms forward, forehead all the way down to the mat. Now if your forehead doesn't come all the way down to the mat, feel free to place on a block or maybe even a pillow. And if your hips aren't coming all the way down, feel free to rest something underneath the hips to get a little bit of support there as well. And find your grounded down child's pose position. Focus here on getting some space to the low back, grounding the forehead, which is thought of as your third eye center, just down, grounded energy. Take some deep breaths. Physically trying to expand your lungs as large as you can with every inhale. Grounding deeper with every exhale and relaxing. Be here in this present moment with nothing else to do but to breathe and to move. As you've allotted this time for yourself, take about 3 to 5 more full rounds of deep breath in this somewhat restorative, relaxing child's pose. From child's pose, make your way up to tabletop, where you're stacking the joints, shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Spread your fingers as wide as you can get them so you feel the webbing stretch between each of your fingers. Navel is hugging up towards your spine, so you've got a nice flat back as if it were a tabletop. And then some cat-cows. We'll start with cow pose. So lower the belly, lift your gaze and your tailbone. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, press the mat away from you, hug your belly button up towards the spine. And then again, inhale, pull the mat towards you, chest forward. And exhale, push the mat away, tuck and round. And then find your breath's pace, a few more. No need to rush these movements. Find your fullest breath. Inhale your way back to that flat tabletop. Keep the spread of the fingers, your center elbow creases spinning forward and navel towards the spine. So you're really locking in your core. Take a step back, high plank pose. Heels are now stacked over the balls of the feet. Your high plank pose could be knees touching down to the mat. Gaze is going to be straight down. Press the mat away, create some space in the upper back. Take another big breath in, and then on the exhale, let your hips go high, downward facing dog. Settle into this down dog, finding some movement. You can bend into the knees, rock the hips side to side. Just see what you're feeling today. Notice if anything feels tighter than maybe yesterday, a previous practice. Acknowledge, accept. And then find a couple of breaths in stillness. So your heels might not be touching down to the mat, and that's totally fine. Might soften the knees this first round, and you want your tailbone lifted high towards the ceiling. Then take an inhale to lift heels, bend knees, look forward, and you can walk or step. Feet are coming towards touch at the top of the mat, and take your folding exhale. Inhale to rise up, sweep the arms up overhead. And then exhale, everything at center. Hands to heart center, toes are touching. Samasthiti equals standing pose. Feel the surface of the feet rooting down into the earth. Press the palms together. Crown of the head rises and you're standing as tall as you can. Sun A. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold, find the mat with the palms, knees can bend. Inhale to take a step back, find your plank pose. Exhale, take it forward and lower, low plank. Upward facing dog, inhale, breath. And downward facing dog, exhale. A few breaths here. Soft gaze behind you. Inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees, look forward. Inhale, you can continue stepping, or you might find a light hop forward. Fold with the exhale. Inhale, rise yourself up, big sweeping arms. And exhale, Samasthiti. Again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, you can either lengthen to prepare to hop back, or you continue stepping back, plank pose. Exhale, if you're jumping, land in your chaturanga, low plank. Upward dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. 3 or so breaths here, noticing how the body might be feeling a little warmer. The heat is piling up. And then sweep that right leg in the air, 3-legged dog. The tendency here is to open that hip up really wide. Challenge the toes to angle down and to keep the hips nice and square. So you're angling even that pinky toe down towards the mat. Soften that left heel. Maybe it can get closer towards the ground. And then inhale, lift both heels for some space. And exhale to step that right foot forward. If it doesn't make it there, drag it all the way up there. Right knee stacked over your right ankle. Left foot can wiggle back, long distance. Inhale, sweep the arms up. High crescent lunge. Fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling, but your shoulders are soft down your back. A deep lunge into that right knee. And then left palm spins towards the ceiling. Right hand is going to circle that wrist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take a dive over towards the right. Getting some space into that left side body. Left hip is still drawing forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands find heart center. Take a little lifting inhale and an exhale to twist towards the right. Notice how my thumbs are staying at my sternum and not reaching all the way behind me. The twist is happening at your torso, not with your arms. Inhale, back to center. Sweep the arms up overhead. And then take a little hover forward. Extending the arms forward, fingertips forward. Hands can press to center. Get a little lighter on that back foot. Step left foot to meet your right foot. Inhale, rise up to standing. And then exhale, sink into a chair pose. Once again, hands can find heart center. Take another in-breath here. Exhale, let's take a twist over towards the left. We'll keep moving. Inhale, pass back through center. And then exhale, take a twist towards the right. Add the arms now. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left and pause. Right elbow might approach the legs and maybe to the outside of that left leg. But notice if that right knee is reaching in front of the left one. Drop back so your hips are in alignment. And heart is higher than your hips. One more breath in here. And then the exhale takes you to forward fold. Either lengthen and prepare to step back or step back. Exhale, let's take it halfway down. Upward facing dog, inhale. And downward dog, exhale. Few breaths here. Let's lower the knees down to the mat. Revisit that tabletop pose, stacking your joints. Lift your right leg in the air. Hips height, toes angled down again. Square hip, active, press through the foot. Hug and zip in so that navel is towards the ceiling. You've got a nice core lock. Left arm extended forward. And then basket is at the back of the head. So the left elbow is facing off the left side of the mat. With your next inhale, the elbow, the foot, the gaze rise. And exhale, crunch underneath, elbow towards knee. Inhale, press lift. And exhale, tuck under. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, extend, arm long, foot long, hand down, right toes at the back of the mat. Press the mat away from you, hug left knee into center, three-legged plank. Kick up and back, three-legged dog. From here, stack the hip, bend the knee, and find some rolling open. You can even get lighter onto tented left fingertips. Let that right heel be straight behind you, not coming with you in that twist. Good, palm down, lift the heels, look forward and step, left foot, left thumb. Instead of your high lunge, shorten the stance up a bit, we're coming to your warrior one. So the right heel is grounded, the whole back edge of that right foot grounded. Inhale, arms up, overhead. So the goal here is to draw this left hip back and the right one comes forward. Hips are square to the front of the room or the top of your mat. Arms extend. Good. Cactus the arms, bring your forearms in towards touch. This could be your variation of the pose, or an eagle wrap. The right elbow goes underneath the left one, working the palms towards touch. Inhale, lunge forward, and exhale, dive up and back. Finding a little back bend here. And then come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, take a hover forward. You're pressing the arms forward. Humble warrior variation. If you've got the space in that left hip, you might be able to take it a little bit lower, grazing the fingertips down, but not at the expense of opening the hips up. That left hip is still drawing back and that right hip is pressing forward. Come up just halfway, extend the arms wide. Here's where you're going to find your blocks. Frame that front foot and straighten through that front leg now. Right hand stays grounded. You might find any variation of the height of the block. Left hand comes to your left hip. Press the crown of the head forward, take a lengthening inhale, and an exhale to twist towards the left. Revolved triangle pose. Left hand could unload towards the ceiling, but notice if that means the hips are kicking out of alignment. You still want this left one back, right one forward, given any height of the block. Good. Come down, find that other block. Take the blocks forward, soften through the knees, walk the blocks out. Warrior three, nice supported. Blocks are down, right foot active, right leg straight, right hip pointing down, square hips. Taking this into your half moon, stack open the hips. Right hand can get lighter and find your hip. Right arm can extend all the way up towards the ceiling. And you can stop anywhere along the way. You might even basket that right hand behind the head, elbow pointing up again. Anywhere along the way is fine for you. And then let's land. Hands down, foot squares off, right foot meets, left foot, separate hips distance, bend the knees deeply, and hang in a ragdoll forward fold. Some movement here could be nice, some swaying, rocking. And gaze forward, plant the palms down, and we'll vinyasa through. So either hopping or stepping, plank, landing in low plank. Upward face dog is Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, lift both heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, pounce pose. Inhale, hop or step the feet forward, toes to touch. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. This is Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, hands to heart center, back at that equal standing pose. Working on standing balances, we're going to start with tree pose first. Left hand, left hip. Right hand comes to your right shin, open out, land the foot above the knee or below the knee, just not right on your knee joint. Palms can find heart center. Left foot firmly planted into the earth. Crown of the head rises, arms can sweep up as you'd like. Good, hands come back to center. Option to take this in towards a tree pose forward fold, in which case you kick the hips back slightly, counterbalance, crown of the head forward, gaze would approach downward. And then palms can find the blocks. Kick that right leg in the air behind you for a beat. Lower that right foot down and lift the left one up in its place. So we've got that supported warrior three again. This time turning towards a revolved half moon. Getting lighter on that right block, right hand finds right hip. Inhale, crown of the head forward. Exhale, we're twisting towards the right. Super strong legs here. If you've got the balance and the shoulder flexibility, that right arm might lift up towards the ceiling. I don't love it, my hand stays at my hip. And right hand down. Let's take that left foot and step it towards the back of the mat. Drop the left knee down. Walk the hands up to your hips and then angle the right toes to face off. Left shin is also angled towards the left. Horse pose. Arms go up, cactus and wide. Bring the forearms in once again. Eagle wrap, otherwise keeping the forearms pressing together. Let's press hips forward, lift arms high. We're taking a dive up, and as a result, the back bend occurs. Furthermore, that right heel lifts off, and you can press the hips forward, getting a nice stretch for that hip flexor. Take it all the way back down. Let the arms go wide. Reset your shoulders. Place your palms down to the mat. Right foot can pick up, step back plank pose. Left foot meets it and take it through your vinyasa. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward face. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here, about 5 breaths, or maybe you take a rest in child's pose. Arms could also extend down by your sides. Deep, full breath. Meeting in downward face if you're not quite there. Let's now lift that left leg in the air, three-legged dog. 2 straight legs to start. Square the hips off by trying to lift the inner thigh on that left side. Press them out away from you, one more breath. And then take a step forward, left foot, left thumb. Set the feet up in your foundation for high lunge. You might even scooch the back foot back to get very long in the stance. Sweep the arms up by the ears. Right palm flips to the ceiling. Left hand circles that wrist. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, arc over. Big side body stretch for right side. Back to center with the inhale. Bring hands to heart center. Be honest in the twist, thumbs at your sternum. Big breath to stand tall, inhale. Exhale, take your twist towards the left. So we're not losing the lunge into that front knee. Back knee as straight as you can get it. Back to center, arms up overhead. Take the hover forward, so you've got a nice diagonal line from fingertips all the way down to that right heel. Get lighter on that back foot, take a hop forward, sweep all the way up to stand, inhale, and exhale, sink it into a chair pose, Utkatasana. Kind of midway between a high and a low chair. And we'll take some dynamic movement. Inhale here at center. Exhale, let's take a twist towards the right. Keep the knees glued together. Inhale, center, and exhale, left. Option to add the arms on. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center, and exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right, and we're holding here. Whether the arms are kind of just in space, touching down between or outside of that knee. Make some space between the ears and that right shoulder. So reach the crown of the head forward. One more inhale here. And then exhale, take your fold down. Inhale to either prepare to lunge or take your step back. And exhale, take your low plank. Inhale, up face, and exhale, downward facing dog. Few breaths here. Revisit your tabletop, knees down to the earth. Stack your joints. And let's start with that left leg in the air. Set it up. Notice if gravity's taking a hold of the belly and draw up and in. Active flex through the ankle and then unload the right arm. This can also be done right hand down. If you're going further, you basket behind the head. Let's lift all the ends. Inhale and exhale, crunch under. Inhale, extend, lift, and exhale. One more in, and exhale. Inhale, go long with the arm. Good, plant the palm down, left toes back to the mat. Three-legged plank, hover this right knee. Try not to let the hips hike up. And let's kick it back, three-legged dog. From here, stack and roll open. Right fingertips content, allowing you to twist A little bit more, but keep that left heel straight behind you. Good, straight and square, look forward and step. Right foot next to your right thumb. Warrior one foot, so the back foot might come in and then angle down. Those left toes as far forward as you can get them, and then sweep it up. You can offer yourself the self-adjustment, hands to hips, drawing that right one back and pushing that left one forward, and then re-extend the arms. Add the cactusing to the arms and bring the forearms in to touch. If you're going for the full eagle wrap, it's that left one underneath the right. Start by pressing the arms away, and then inhale, lift elbows, exhale, dive up and back. Keep lunging forward and keep weight in that back foot. Inhale, center, and then exhale, take your humble warrior variation. So you can come anywhere along the way here, all the way inside that right thigh, but your hips should not be sweeping out towards the side to accommodate it. So be honest with your pose. And come up just about halfway, extend the arms wide. Let's find those two blocks and allow them to frame that front foot so we can straighten that right leg. Left hand stays grounded, same height of the block on the first side. Right hand finds your right hip. Draw that right hip back so it's not creeping forward. And then let's twist right. Revolved triangle, you can add that right arm extending into the air. You can also keep it at hip, and you can find any height of the block that works for your body. Back to your two blocks. Soften the knees. We're going to launch forward. Blocks walking forward. Left leg rises. Both straight, strong legs. Into your half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Left hip stacks on top of the right one. Left fingertips get lighter. They can find your hip. Arm can extend. Basketing if you liked that on the first side. Good. Return. Hands down. Feet next to each other. Give the feet a little bit of a wiggle. Option for your ragdoll here. Take a couple of breaths. And then let's take Vinyasa. Planting palms down, hopping or springing back. Exhaling is your low plank. Inhaling is your upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift heels on the inhale. Bend knees on the exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, feet to hands, hop or step. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms in a big circle, rise up. And center, exhale, Samastitihi. Let's find your tree pose going the other way. Right hand to hip. Left knee bends. Open up the hip. Foot is above the knee or below the knee. And then you can rest hands at center. If you feel that right foot wiggling all around, you're getting stable in that right ankle, building strength in the ankle, in turn building strength into that knee, that leg. If you swept the arms, feel free to take that again. And then hands are going to find heart center again. Option to take this further in towards the fold, the tree pose fold variation. The hips can send back as you're leading with the heart coming forward. Gaze would be down. And then let's find those blocks. Left leg kicks behind you, give it a shake. And then left foot down. Right foot in its place. Warrior 3 again. Revolved half moon. Left hand finds left hip. Crown of the head forward. Inhale. Twisting towards the left on the exhale. So my shoulders don't love this pose, so I don't like extending that arm up, but if it works for your body, have at it. Let's lower it all down. Left hand down, right foot towards the back of the mat and drop the knee down. Hands are going to walk back and up to the hips. Angle that right shin to the left and the left toes towards the left. You can walk that foot closer to you as well. Arms go wide, cactus. Bring them in. And the left goes underneath the right. Eagle wrap. Start by lifting the elbows off the chest, pressing the arms forward, and then lifting, inhale, and a dive back, exhale. That left heel might rise up as the hips press forward. And just noticing your back bends, that it's not a hinge or a lean backwards. It's more of an up and then arcing back. Land that foot down, extend the arms wide. Palms return to the top of the mat. Your left foot steps back, right foot meets it, plank pose. Let's take our final vinyasa. Exhale, halfway down. Upward facing dog, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. Take some added movement here. Notice how this downward dog may feel different from the first. Then let's come to sit. So you can find your pounce pose, take a spring, or just land down. Bring the feet in towards touch. You can scooch the hips in towards the heels. Sitting up nice and tall. You can keep fingertips behind you to keep that length, or hands come forward. Big breath in, sitting tall. And then exhale, just drop your chin towards your chest, finding a chin lock. Breathe deeply. Lift the chin. And on the exhale, take it into your forward fold. Notice how I'm not rounding here and allowing the shoulders to come forward. You're pressing the shoulders back, still squeezing the shoulder blades, finding length in the spine. Gaze would be down by the big toes or even beyond. Inhale, to upright. Gather the knees in, plant the feet on the mat, scoop behind the thighs, take a little rock back, challenge the heels to rise to the height of the knees. If you don't need the hands at the thighs, extend them forward, boat pose. Boat pose could also be straighter legs, straighter arms. Find a variation that works for you. One more big breath in. And then let's all sink the boat, coming down to your back. Once you're landed, hug the knees in again. And we'll end with an easy spinal twist going both directions. Let's let the legs fall over towards the left. The arms can go wide, gaze going towards the right. Back to center on the inhale. You might give a little rock side to side. And then knees right, gaze left. Ah, that's my dog. And take it all the way back to center. Give yourself a nice squeeze in. Final pose, happy baby. The feet face the ceiling. You're drawing the feet down. If that doesn't feel right, take a hold behind the thighs. You can give a rock side to side here. One final opening up of the hips. And then take one more curling in, nose toward the knees. Get as small as you can. And then open out into a resting pose. Shavasana, traditionally, legs are long, arms are wide, just allowing yourself to find corpse pose, something nice and still and relaxing. Other people like to bring their feet in towards touch, maybe a block under each of the thighs for some support. If you're able to take a few minutes to just close your eyes, rest, and not think about anything, that would be really great for your body. Otherwise, that's the end of practice. Thanks for joining, and I hope you have a really great rest of your day. Say bye, Obi. See ya.